Alright VYG, so we're back with a couple of tips, and I do say a couple of tips because today we'll give you 2 in 1, and they're both based on prayer. So the first tip is called Yours Sincerely, and the second one is called The Contract. So again, they're both based on prayer, and this is to help you to pray more effectively. From time to time I get asked, Pastor, how can I make sure my prayers are more effective? How can I develop in prayers? And of course, that is one of the basics of being a Christian. So, yours sincerely. Some of you may remember, I know we don't do it so much nowadays. We got taught how to write letters, and at the bottom often you would write yours sincerely, expressing that the letter is coming from you, and that in a way that it's coming from a sincere place. Everything you wrote there is genuine. And nowadays what I've noticed that a lot of people, they have rehearsed prayers, whether it was taught to them by a pastor or a preacher, whether it was especially taught to them by a grandparent, a parent, a family member. And though prayers that are written or recorded can be very effective, in our church we often use the Lord's Prayer during services. If we want to be even more effective with our prayer, then we have to do what we used to do with those letters. Make sure they're coming from us, where we can really say yours sincerely. To make it a bit clearer, let's say my grandfather taught me to pray like this. This is just an example. This didn't happen. But he told me to pray every day. Oh my Lord, I'm very, very happy. You know, today is a wonderful day. Thank you, amen. Now, let's say today I have a shocking day, horrible day. Everything goes wrong and I really need God's help. Rewind and listen to that prayer again. Is that going to be sincere? Not quite. I'm probably going to want to pray more along the lines of, God, you know, I had a really bad day, but I believe that you can guide me to have a better one tomorrow and develop from there. So yours sincerely, that's the very first tip for prayer. And the second one is the contract. So the contract is basically where you give a bit of oomph to your prayers. And this actually we do quite often in life in general. You know, when you've spoken to someone and you've arranged something with them, but some time goes by and they may forget what they agreed with you. Well, you often will go to them if they sort of are a bit hazy with their memory, and you say, no, remember you said this and this. That's even the reason why we have contracts nowadays. So if someone tries to back out on what they've promised, you can quickly show them the evidence that they agreed to everything you're asking for. And we know God will never back out on what he's promised. However, to make your prayer even stronger, to show that where you're coming from is a genuine place and a place of faith, you can add the words of God to your prayer. So you can ask God for, let's say, I don't know, your healing. And instead of you just praying, God, heal me, you can pray and say, God, you promised that you would heal those who are sick. And there's many references from there, so you can choose a specific one. The Son of Righteousness will arise with healing in his wings, and the list goes on. So the contract is where you use God's words, not against him, please. An alert, they're not against him, but to show that you are very serious and your faith is based on his promises, not just your own wild imagination. So there was 2 quick tips for you on how to boost your prayers, how to make them more effective. And next week we'll be coming back with more tips. Until next time, VYG, take care, apply this tip, and I'm sure you'll become the youth that you were always meant to be. God bless.